get this started up. Right, let's get everything booted up. Let's just see that everything's working as it should. Yeah. Let's just... that should do. Let's get over to the game then. There we go. Now, let's get into this. So... Right, this is gonna be a playthrough of Divinity Original Sin 2. Now, I'm not going in blind. I have played quite a bit, but I've never managed to finish the game. I'm fairly well acquainted with the first two acts, but let's see if we can't get through all of it. I'm not gonna... I could play on tactician mode, though I'm not interested in optimizing my builds that much, so I'm going to go on classic. Evening, Virgo. Now we aren't going to use entirely custom characters. We are going to use the origin characters. All of them will be available later on in the game, but to start with, we have to pick one of them. So I've already planned out the party. So our party is going to consist of the Red Prince himself, Sibyl, Ilfon, and Lohse. So to start with, I am going to pick the Red Prince. Mainly because for the first part of the game, we will only have one of the party members. Yes, I'm going with the original characters, but I'm starting with the Red Prince because I want to have access to a little bit of extra persuasion on the boat. But let's go through all of their origin stories, so we at least have a chance. So, take it away.
All my life, I've been a performer, a musician, beloved and celebrated by all. But I have a secret. I'm also a playground for sprites and spirits and worse. The voice that rings inside me now is darker than any that came before. Almost caused a bunch of my fans to rip each other to pieces. But you can trust me. I've got this under control. Step 1. Find out who, or what, is trying to take control of my mind. Step 2. Make it sorry it ever tried.
I'm gonna be honest here. I'm not entirely sure I can trust that she has it under control. But that might make it fun. So the second party member we're gonna have is Ifan.
Once I was a crusader for the Divine Order. I pledged my life to Lucian the Divine. The war changed everything. He sent me to save the elves I grew up
I'm
amongst.
fine.
I arrived too late.
It's been a rough week going into
Lucian
the
ordered the use of death fog against
project
the
I'm
Black
working
Ring,
on. It's
annihilating everyone
I've
I
been
once
having-
knew in the process.
I've been having to take time
Now I'm a
to
mercenary
actually get to
killer.
grips with how
One of
the
the
project is
infamous lone
structured.
wolves.
And let's be honest,
And my
I am
next
not a
target?
fan of it.
Is none other than Lucian's own son.
But I'm getting along.
I used to be a slave, kept under the thumb of the master, the bastard that made me hunt down my own kin. How did he do that, you ask? With the living scar you see on my cheek, this horror that takes no more than a song sung by Master Dearest to control my very thoughts. But now the tables have turned.
Well, yeah.
I broke my shackles.
I'm not pushing myself
And
overly hard in the
when I
project,
finally
though.
find him,
I'm only getting started.
I will make the master sing a very
Why
different
push
kind
myself
of song.
more than necessary? They were the ones who decided to have the structure they had, so. Now, for the last one, for our last origin story.
Famed, of course, for my unique red skin and unparalleled skills as a general of the House of War, I, the Red Prince, was raised within the vast palaces of the fabled Forbidden City. I was destined to become the next emperor. But my ambitions suffered a bit of a setback when I fell from grace for cavorting with demons. Now, I'm exiled and hunted by assassins. But I assure you, I remain undaunted and as determined as ever to claim my rightful throne.
I agree with the Red Prince. I mean, there's nothing wrong with cavorting with a bit of with some demons. So, we are going to be making something of a Death Knight build for the Red Prince. most of our damage will be strength based, but we will have some necromancy to support it. So we're gonna be starting with 2 points in persuasion, and we don't need bloodsucker. We have enough sustain as it is, so we're taking battle stomp instead. Okay, let's be fair. It depends on the setting. Some demons are actually horrendous monsters, but that's why we like them. And for maximum, we'll take Pet Pal. This will enable us to talk to animals, which is always useful in this game, actually. Yeah, I know there's a bit more XP in it as well, but I could min-max this to hell and back, at least for the first 2 acts. I know them pretty well, so... But I'm not going to spend that much time.
It all happened like I knew it would. A single drop of source magic. And like flies to honey, the monsters swarmed.
She
The
seems
rebel panicked.
like a nice
The carnage began. And the magisters pointed their fingers at me. Just as I'd planned.
I mean, she didn't even resist the
I
arrest.
was shackled and collared. And sent to Fort Joy.
Hey, look, that's our entire party.
I'd come here to kill Godwoken. But instead, I became part of their story.
So, still a bit groggy, are we? Don't worry, the sedative will wear off soon enough.
What kind of sedatives are we talking here? Because that sounds a bit suspicious.
Easy now. No need to hurry. Get your bearings and report to me upstairs.
Why would I report to you?
What a way to wake. Wooden boards and iron shackles. The Divine Order's hospitality leaves much to be desired indeed.
I mean, leaving me shackled up in the basement seems a little bit suspicious. I'm not sure I want to know what happened while I was out. Right, let's run through the tutorial section. This will give us... This is meant to teach each one. Yeah, no, not suspicious at all. I mean, this is off to a good start.
Ah, well, that explains the smell.
Yeah, so no, not suspicious at all. Talking about sedatives. Of course we're looting everything. Almost everything, at least.
Shaking her fluffy coat, the sheep eyes you balefully, her rectangular eyes like letterboxes to the void. With one sharp hoof, she kicks you right in the shin.
Fresh meat. Nice. Plump. Banded like a chicken's leg, too.
That's a sassy sheep.
That may be so, but look at the flies.
Ban wisdom. Flies know when a creature will die. And it's around your head they're buzzing, not mine.
With 2 shakes of her stumpy tail, the sheep turns away from you to peruse her hay-filled manger.
Okay, I'm not going to take that. Let's sort this. Well, I have a bucket. I'll be right back, Miss Sheep. Not gonna take that insult. So, it's bread,
This again?
letter, some ham, some apple pie, an apple. I don't know about cannibalistic, but I don't think it's gonna survive much longer. Insulting. Oh yeah, top tier. Can't get better right now. Right, let's teach these sheep a lesson.
I'll yield to none. Into the dark with you.
Now, let's see. Was that worth it? Hey, some raw mutton. Totally worth it. So, what does this letter say? Important from God's stewards. Orders from God's steward. Important. It's come to my attention, again, that several of you are bypassing the cargo hold security measure by sliding boxes on top of the pressure plates. This will not do. The purpose of these measures is to require the presence of at least 3 magistrates at the change of a shift. Any deviation will result in at least 1 magister getting thrown overboard. Make sure it isn't you. Yes, food is good incentive. And I think making sure to not get thrown overboard is a good incentive to follow the rules. Granted, I don't care. Okay. I'm gonna pick this oil barrel. For no reason. There's no reason to put that there, I promise. And
The Magister Guard snorts and sniffles as he sleeps.
Wait, you're no Magister. You're a sorcerer. What are you doing here, filthy red scale? Choose your words carefully. My fists ache to meet a new face.
well,
Damn. If it's not one thing, it's another. And no way I can trust those fools to deal with any nonsense on their...
now I'm going to need to be quick, because while I've successfully convinced him to leave us alone, if he walks away, we're stuck here for 5 minutes while I try to claw open the door, and I'm not having that.
That's all I needed to hear.
So, Mr. Guard, sorry about this.
Prepare yourself.
Oh, that was a mistake. Mistake.
So much for a peaceful stroll.
Mistakes were made. Mistakes were very much made. I'll have an apple pie. A nice apple. And some bread. Ooh, apple juice. Also sounds good. The murder wasn't the problem. The fact that I accidentally lit all the barrels on fire was the problem. Now let's talk to this guy.
Hey! Get me out of this cage and I'll make it worth your while. You in?
So, what's
set
in it for me?
free, and I'll set you free. A fair trade, I should think.
So, set you free and you set me free. I'm currently walking around fairly free. So this is highly suspicious.
Your guess is as good as mine. Someone screamed loud as a banshee. After that, pure pandemonium. They
Yeah,
never even
I
told
agree.
me
It
what I was
doesn't make
accused
sense.
of. Just dragged me down here. A gentleman among jesters, you.
Right, let's prepare for this.
The prisoner's buoyant voice darkens as his eyes...
Ah, freedom. Tastes better. I'm nothing if not a man of my word. And I did give my word I'd set you free, lad. Say your prayers while you've breath to speak them. The halls await.
So, freedom from this mortal coil. Let's see who deals with fire better. Also, take a bit of bleeding. Kicking me in the face? Now that just won't do.
I'll yield to none. Greet the Reaper for me. What would he have to gain by killing me? I need to keep my guard up.
I am missing a skill. Oh, we have it. Oh, you can get a second bucket helmet. Not that I need it. Yes, adult fire dragon is not impressed. Right. I mean, why would the adult fire dragon be impressed? It's something he knows since birth to how to throw fireballs. Well, spit them in this case, but let's take a rest. We need some health. There we go. Now, that door won't bother us. So, there we go.
What a mess I've made. Someone will be along to clean up, I'm sure.
And if nobody arrives to clean up, that's not my problem.
And I'm back where I started. I've nowhere to go but up.
So, let's head up. Well, I only have 10% fire resistance. So, not overly resistant, sadly. Not yet, at least. So, let's see here now. Let's get a mortar and pestle. Ooh, a cooking pot.
Rubbish. Empty.
Oh, gold cup, that's probably worth something. But yeah, I mean, there are ways of reducing fire resistance in this game as well, so...
Yes, this is a rare kind.
Also, there are fires which
I'll need to write to
you don't care about resisting, it just hurts.
Now, where did I leave my calipers?
So, let's combine these two. And get some bone dust. Doubt these will be useful, but let's keep them on anyway. So, what was this tome? We have too long presumed souls as a virtuous part of civil society. Yet we need look no further into the past than the Source King's reign to understand the havoc such magics may wreak. One day another order must follow the Source Hunter's footsteps. Sorcerers must be muted. The new model of source colors provided by Verdman is proving most effective. That must be what I'm equipped with.
Yes, this is a rare kind of magic. I'll need to write to headquarters right away.
So I guess for now I'm unable to use my demonic stare. So I might as well take it off. Let's organize a little bit. And mosquito swarm. There we go.
Why, you're looking a bit more chipper. Yes. Looks like that collar fits you snugly enough. Nice bit of work, even if I do say so myself. There you are. Not too tight, I hope. The collar, I mean. Oh, not to worry. Every dog has to get used to its leash.
I really don't like her.
In the meantime, your next stop will be Magister William. All passengers have to be registered in the ship's manifest, and he's the chap in charge of the logs.
Her talking about our collar, calling us a dog, we being chained up in basically her basement. Yeah, I really don't want to know what happened during our quote-unquote sedation.
You'll find him on the other side of this deck, in the officers' quarters. Oh dear, I'm afraid you're a long way from home, my lord. A long way from the little bells that make footmen come a-running.
Index fingers pressed to her lips. She pauses a moment.
My word, you do seem a bit befuddled, don't you? Perhaps I was a bit too generous with that sedative. Oh, well, I'm sure you'll soon gather your wits. Most likely. Eventually. In the meantime, all you need to know is that we're en route to Fort Joy. A new life awaits,
yes.
And if you're a particularly good boy, perhaps a cure as well. An end to Source. For good.
She frowns and peers at you closely, resting the back of one hand on your forehead and taking your pulse with the other.
Delusions such as these are rare, but not unheard of. I recommend a cup of mulled wine and another night's sleep. Just take it easy. Is he? Oh well. Some problems simply sort them. Why, for my peace of mind, of course. Why don't you try casting one of those source spells?
Currents of magic surge inside you, boiling, bursting, then breaking, only to fade back into your soul like rain into the earth.
My, look at the concentration on your face.
I agree.
All will,
Murder impulse.
but no result. There you have it. See? The collar's function. It neuters you of sorts. makes you unable to cast Source.
By the way, how's the volume balance between me and the game?
For your own peace of mind, of course. Yours and the whole world's.
Right, I don't have any fever. Yeah, thank you. Well,
Good God! There's been a murder here.
can never have too many sets of rope.
Ugly sight, isn't it? Burns me up this happened under our protection. We're extremely lucky no Voidwalker followed the source that did this. Finn didn't see it like that. He was desperate for us to help him. Two things scared the living daylights out of him.
So how does it
his
sound
own
now?
shadow and his own source.
I try not to talk over the voiceovers.
We'll
though,
find out
generally.
who did this. Speaking of,
Speaking of, okay.
She looks up at you with a mirthless smile.
I was on duty in your room when the murder happened. You were asleep the whole time. Didn't even stir.
So she was down in the dungeon while I was unconscious. I'm not gonna say slept because, well, I was knocked out. I'm not trusting her either.
You're one of the only indisputably innocent people on the ship. Unless you can commit murder in your sleep, of course. Figured as much. Listen, I could use someone to keep their ears. Bring me a good lead, and I'll throw in a shiny gold coin for you. How about that? Think about it. It's one of you who got killed, not one of us. We want to find who did it and bring them to justice. Who's your real? You let me know if you hear any.
So let's see here now. What's left of this poor fella? Not much, to be honest.
But who?
Right. I'm just gonna nick his leg. Who knows when that comes in handy?
I'm not suited for this. It's sea cow, not sea sheep. Haven't got any shoes, have you? People these days.
So I'm just gonna go get some shoes then. Right. The all-important bedroll. Moving that to the far right.
This again?
So, time to have a slight conversation with our future party members.
An elf sits tucked away in a dark spot, lazily rolling dice onto the surface of a barrel. They sound like the dry cackling of an old witch.
Snake eyes.
She chuckles.
Oh, it's a bill.
I bet that's just what they'll look like.
She shakes her head.
No.
Game for one, I'm afraid.
Actually, yes. I actually see them as future party members. Because I know who I'm gonna be picking and I know they're useful.
Rolling dice. Deciding fates.
Given that I'm not going for a lone wolf run, I'm actually gonna see them as party members. Because they're actually gonna be useful. Okay, of course. We'll see how it turns out in the very end, but that's a whole different story.
Don't worry, honey. It isn't yours.
She looks you up and down with the merest hint of a coy smile on her lips.
Never say never, though.
She eyes you quite seriously.
Not the future, no. But I can read the past in flesh. One of the perks of being an elf, you see. I'm quite good at it, too. I could lick your arm and tell you how you spent the night before last. Shall I?
Maybe she can tell me what happened while I was unconscious.
She gives your arm a vigorous stroke of the tongue, efficient like a cat grooming.
You were in a cellar with other sorcerers. As everyone lay sleeping, your hunger gnawed and gnawed at you until you could stand it no longer. Finding the cellar door ajar, instead of trying to escape, you snuck into the pantry like a common thief, only to find nothing but rather questionable turnips. There you stood as a magister walked in, still hungry, feeling a mighty fool. Of course it is. The truth, but don't you worry, darling. Your secret's safe with me. I don't lick and tell.
Well done.
I'm busy watching for clues, sorcerer.
Lucky find.
A scruffy man lounges against the wall with scarred arms folded. A sly smile playing on his face, he stares across at the Magister guarding him. Noticing you, he straightens and beckons for you to come closer.
Watch your back, new fish. There's a murderer on board, and I'd bet 3 months' pay it's this tramp Ithan.
So, Ithan.
Rolling his eyes at the Magister's warning, the man named Ithan beckons again.
Suit yourself. Was just going to adjust your collar.
Hocking a phlegmy gobbet in your general direction, the sullen Magister settles back to his task of glowering at Ithan. And now, you.
We used to know each other, more's the pity. I was his commander many, many, many moons ago. Isn't that right, Vic?
Standing far back from Ithan, the tight-faced Magister draws one finger across his throat in an elaborate fashion, but says nothing.
Somebody's cranky.
Ithan grins, flashing pointed white teeth.
Same as he was at 14 years old. Only difference is somebody gave him a bigger sword and now he's Johnny Big Pants. No. The dead man. Finn, is it? I'd no business with him. And I wouldn't put a man down without good reason.
It's good that he at least has reasons for all his murders.
He glances over at Magister Victor, who's staring back at him
That's
with pointed
not
intensity.
gonna last that long, I have a feeling of.
Damn shame sheer annoyance isn't reason enough. Long story. Maybe I'll tell you about it in the Joy. Away from interested parties.
Oh yes. I doubt he'll survive 5 minutes.
The Joy? I've heard a lot. Nothing good. No surprise there, since Bishop Alexander runs the show. Wonder if we'll get to meet the ringmaster himself. Easy now. I might think the same, but Vic here will blow.
What are you conspiring about over there? You, Lizard, what's your name?
Oh, don't mind him. Vic's just got a bee in his bonnet.
Name?
Well, true nobility don't need to hide their names.
Magister Victor looks at you suspiciously, then scrawls something illegible down in a tiny notebook. He scowls at you as he stows the notebook back in his voluminous robes.
Away with you.
Ithan performs an elaborate pantomime of keeping quiet, one finger in front of...
You seem to be getting along nicely.
Never thought you'd end up a prison guard, Vic.
This again?
That right. I always knew you'd turn out rotten, Ben Mezd.
So, potato.
Always hung
Some mashed
closest to the
potatoes.
vine, like wolves around a campfire.
Poison.
Well, you've got this wolf on a leash now.
As soon as the Inquisitor gets here,
Couple of recipes.
right
Good
on
to
the
know.
side of the road with him.
Let's raid their entire kitchen. Right, that's it.
They don't care about us. We're like cattle to them.
I'll give you that knuckle if you keep carrying on.
One of us will get our own. They're picking us off one by one.
Can we just skip to the part where I reassure you and you shut up?
You think me mad?
Mad? Insufferable.
What are you trying to
Right.
do anyway?
And for our final party member.
Ah, there you are. Husband.
Right.
Would you please tell this very charming gaggle of not at all brat-like babes that I am by no accounts this Losa woman, nor do I sing, in fact. I'm deathly, deathly allergical.
Yes,
Oh, they're not so bad. At least not when they're treating me, Madam Josephine Gribble de Peeve, with due deference.
Yes.
The children break out into giggles.
What? What's so funny?
Her pinched face cracks into a great grin, and she shoos the children away from her with a laugh.
Yeah, okay, you found me out. Go on and git, and maybe I'll sing you something when I'm good and ready.
It seems like she
She
doesn't
turns
want
to
to
you,
sing to them.
dark-eyed and...
Gotta keep ourselves entertained, haven't we? You presume right. Nope, trying not to find anything out either. Ignorance is bliss. The utterer, the better. Thanks, but I already belong to an elite and exclusive ship gang. We play ball every day after. You take care, though.
Suddenly, her eyes cloud to an unnatural black. Greyish veins run down her face, and her mouth tightens into a cruel sneer.
I don't think she has control over it.
As quickly as they came, the clouds clear.
Good luck, Chief.
You! Sorcerer! Blood? No! Go! Oof.
Well, aren't you an asshole?
Name?
Got this wolf on a leash now.
Well, you aren't here on my list. Scrammy.
So, there is assuming I picked a different starting character, I could solve this that murder fairly easy. But I did start with the Red Prince now, so
Overboiling a bit of cabbage
no,
becomes a
no
crime.
dice.
I shall hold my head steady.
Here to register, sir. You faring okay so far?
Well, do you think I like being colored like a dog?
He tugs the collar of his uniform and chuckles.
Sorry you're upset, sir, but we all wear what we wear for a reason. You head on in now.
Right, let's get this over with. Nothing bad will happen at all, I promise.
Standing at the center of the room, you spot a sorcerer haughtily eyeing a pair of nervous-looking magisters. They keep their crossbow trained upon her as she's being interrogated by an officer.
So you admit it then? You murdered that poor fella?
Yes, I did. But of course, that was only the beginning.
Right. I think we found who murdered Finn.
She turns her head and looks you straight in the eye.
There are others whose lives must end.
I also think we know who she wants to murder next.
Good God, the woman's mad.
Well, yes.
You there, sorcerer, go and fetch Magister Siwan. We need to do more than collar this maniac. We need to shackle her, hands and feet.
Yeah. Whatever, Magister. So,
It means
what do
your
you mean?
journey draws to a close. Do stick around for its finale, though, because...
She reaches for her collar and simply removes it.
Can I get that neat trick?
I'm just about to create a scene.
Subdue her, men, quickly! If she casts Source, the Voidwoken will come. They'll end us all.
She smiles with wicked satisfaction.
Yeah.
Precisely.
I think that's what she's going to do.
What's happened?
I think most died. So, let's loot these bodies. Some gold? Nothing. Some gold. Right, so let's get armed. So I could either go for a knife and a shield, 2 knives, or just club, go clubbing. Going clubbing sounds good. Let's see. So, a good bottle of wine, eh? So... get some food, get some wine. Let's go check how people survived out there. Alright. Let's take another swig. Oh look. Value. And another situation where thievery would have been very useful. But... well, I didn't find any shears, but I can loot it now. Hey, look! Some actual clothing. I'll just nick that book. So, the Source King insisted there are no magic too foul. Even those that would block or even remove the source from within an individual. I delight in his madness. It's an invitation to manipulate all which we once believed immutable. He provides all manner of experimental subjects. The text beneath lists a series of hexes and materials required for muting source. Some of these are circled with black ink, annotated as follows: Hell, color, mask. I'm suspecting that's the book, a book where they got a lot of that information from. Well, got everything we want here, so let's head upstairs. You.
Not long before this thing snaps into splinters.
The hound paws desperately at its snout. It winces as the dog notices you for the first time and snarls. It sneezes suddenly.
Can't smell. can't breathe, please. Make it stop. Oh. Too much. Too much.
The dog whines and
Aww. Not gonna hurt the poor dog. Even if it is very aggressive against me.
Damn! That doesn't bode well. Onwards and upwards!
Let's use these useless knives to cut down this door. Yo, pants! Actually, look presentable now. Yeah, honestly, I feel bad for all of the sword dogs.
Another sorcerer! Even if I knew how to rip that thing off, I wouldn't. Some crazy banshee comes screaming through, and now we got void bugs swarming up top. Saw it coming, I did. Sorcerer mutiny. Then the mutant.
Right, come closer. Both of you, come closer. Nothing bad's gonna happen. So, this will deal not enough to break it, so I'll just smack it in the back of the head. Oh yeah. Well, another smack. And sit down. Well. So I could replace my makeshift club with a big piece of wood. Fair enough. Ooh, resurrection scroll. Always useful. Right. Let's beat down this door. So, golden cup. Not interested in forgeries.
God damn it! Need to get off this record.
So, let's see now. Some more magisters. Right. For being supposed protectors, they're fairly useless. Between the big piece of wood and the makeshift club. One is named Makeshift Club and the other name is named The Big Piece of Wood. There is literally no difference between them.
They pass through the door and are suddenly face to face with an undead. His skull is bizarrely angular, and a glorious jewel sits in the middle of his forehead. The skeleton is quickly leafing through a volume of Cranley Hubert's famous encyclopedia, muttering to himself.
Yes. That's also how I would spend my unlife. On a sinking prison ship, reading an encyclopedia.
No. What damn fools record knowledge on a pulped tree?
I mean, we do?
It catches fire, it turns into must when wet, It cannot even resist acid. No wonder they're so bloody ignorant.
It is also very easy to make.
The skeleton looks up and notices you for the first time.
Hi.
Oh. Yes? Shouldn't you be running or screaming or some such?
The skeleton groans and looks back to his book, frantically flipping from page to page.
I know your god did not gift you with much, but kindly use the little you were given. Do you look at me and think, why yes, there is someone with organs enough to drown? Trifling matters like water and poison do not concern me.
Oh,
No,
yes.
damp robes are the most I have to fear. Once this glorified skiff hits the seafloor, I will simply walk to shore.
I mean, that is an advantage.
Whereas you, I believe, have lifeboats to pointlessly squabble over. I believe you did, although I was wearing the face of an elf at the time. I had a mask, rather ingeniously designed, which allowed me to take that primitive form.
Calling elves primitive. Yeah, well, I can buy that.
A mask that was stolen by that damned witch after her little scene. Still, she'll drown with the rest of these fools, and I will simply pluck my mask from her cold, dead hands. Indeed, just as sensible as getting off a sinking ship and leaving a fellow to his business. I would say good day, but it seems quite likely that you're about to die a rather terrible death, so...
Thanks.
The skeleton
Lovely fella. Right. Let's see if we can't.
What in blazes? Something's pounding on the marking on the door. You press your palm against it, doesn't budge. The door groans.
Let's see here now. Can I grab stuff before I get murdered? Nope. I am not stepping into that. I'm not that suicidal. For those wondering, that is death fog. And it doesn't matter what resistances you have, it doesn't matter how much health, how much armor, whatever you have really. Step into that and you're dead. Making it quite funny that you, 1 point before patch earlier, could grab one of the barrels before it exploded there. And when you left the boat, it still remained a death fog barrel. Meaning that you could. You had a guaranteed one-shot kill on something. I think that guy had a bad day. Right, I'm just burned. I think you're burning. No. Sit down, both of you. Sit down again. Hey! Why did you get to it? Bad voidling. Stop cheating. Right, so... Alright. I'm not able to carry 2 water barrels yet. Let's see now. Ooh! A hat! better than my bucket. Well, technically not better armor-wise, but doesn't give me reduced initiative. Let's see here now. Put out some of the fire and dump the other one. Good enough. Yes, barrels are very handy. Barrels are quite possibly the single best weapon in the game. At least if you know what you're doing with them.
A lifeboat! That means there's still a chance!
Shut your trap, kid. Children and dwarfs first, just like the old stories say.
Children and dwarves. Fucking coward.
The dwarf yanks at one of the nearby ropes to no avail.
They said there were other people down there.
You see those tentacles, kid? It's time for getting the hell out of here.
Well.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. There's
Well.
a ladder right over.
You're gonna be the death of us, you hear?
Don't worry. I'll survive. And I don't care for yellow-bellied dwarfs. Alright. Before I forget to do that. Lady, I don't like you. You annoyed me a lot.
If you can walk, get yourself up the ladder. There's a boat. Wait! Voidwoken!
You down. Creeps on fire on you too. And go!
Beardless bugs would
Right.
sink the ship on my watch.
Oh, they get to show off their stuff. Though two of them are going to change what they're doing.
I thought Voidwoken was supposed to be scary.
Okay, maybe she isn't going to change what you know.
I've faced worse. I'll yield to
Encouragement.
Let the games begin.
Stop wasting consumables! Of course you're supposed to. Thanks, Losa.
Away! The sea's hungry. We don't have much time.
Thanks. Thanks a bunch.
above decks doesn't matter.
Right. And we are out of here as fast as possible.
We need to wait.
There's no time.
Thanks. Leaving me on the ship after saving you. That thing.
I have plans for you, child. Right.
I was told not to go into the light. Growing up, at least.
Honorable Dallas, we lost a ship sailing sorcerer prisoners to Fort Joy. We assume some escaped and broke their collars. Their vile magic lured the Voidwoken. All who were aboard are presumed dead. Yours faithfully into eternity, High Judge Oriven.
Remarkably poor, I should say, remarkably good survival rate for a ship where everybody is presumed dead. I can confirm at least 7 are survived. Right.
That was a bit of a rough and tumble journey.
Indeed. Alright, so let's see.
I suppose I'm the lone survivor.
That would
Which
be
is
optimistic.
entirely appropriate, if you ask me.
Yes, I guess.
Junk.
Right, let's see here now. I have one. Alright, I leveled up. So, what do we have for stories? So, we are looking for a dreamer. And, yeah, this is spoiling. For some reason, they spoil it here. I don't know why. But we do wash up on Fort Joy. Or, technically, the island of Reaper's Eye. Oh, I need to get rid of the color. So we need to figure out what's going on here. Well, we got a bit of a map to explore. So... Right. Open up the inventory. We got plenty of stuff. But, more importantly, we got some coins to distribute. Well, I could go for an extra point in persuasion, or I could go for a point in lucky charm. At this point, we should be fine with persuasion for now, so we could be greedy. Apparently Virgo wants lucky charm. I know it's good. Fine. Let's get a point of lucky charm. We need... Right. We have 2 points to spend. The Road Prince is gonna be our... I know it's Looter's Paradise. I mean, chance of getting extra loot for in every single container is always good. So we're going for a Warfare Necro build, though like every build basically we're going to at some point take at least 1 point this game. But right now I just need a little more damage. Here a bit more damage, and given that we are going to be frontlining and we don't have a shield, some extra constitution will be very useful. It also helps because given that Necromancer gives us lifesteal. Hey kiddo!
The child has a small mirror in his hands. He holds it up at angles, inspecting his eye.
I'm not supposed to talk to lizards.
I'm not supposed to talk to strangers.
What's a superior?
He shrugs and continues the game with a mirror, inspecting inside his...
Sauce? They told me I'm a sorcerer.
Oh, poor kid.
The child screws up his face and looks at you hard. He lifts his mirror up to his nose, closes one eye.
I don't see any sauce on you or me. I guess they're wrong. Or crazy.
Or both.
Maybe you're right. At least they don't mind where anyone goes. They know we can't leave the island, and it's a lot nicer out here than inside. They're gone now. The Magisters took them already. I guess now they're cured? And maybe they're waiting for me back at home.
Let's call them cured. Let's call them cured, kid.
But you didn't die. I guess I am, but it's just normal to be scared. Nowhere isn't scary.
Brave kid.
Brachus Rex. King, sorcerer, and scholar. Though not quite a gentleman.
Right. Let's see how long it takes us to get our first lucky charm proc then. So very good. What do you think? Are we getting one before the end of this first stream?
Voidwoken. Those are the same beasts that sank our ship. Damn! They made it to the shore.
This is how we start fights. Unfairly.
Prince.
Well, you are super dead, so... Both of you are super dead.
I thought these bloody
actually
collars
not
were supposed
completely
to keep
predetermined.
those things at bay. This pig's bladder was on the ship.
The loot is not 100% predetermined. It's to a large extent, yes, but not completely.
Junk. Look here, Quercus. Another giant. My word, this blasted isle is teeming with them.
And yes, they're gonna be cheating as well, so...
What's that? Yes, I did see how it made short work of the great Acorn's servants. Quite right, very impressive.
And...
But that is no reason to trust it. Giants like that destroyed our forests. They are the very reason the great Acorn is returning in all its wrath.
Yes, Sir Laura.
Dear me, have you taken leave of all 6 of your senses? You would have me use this giant for a shield? Why would I... Oh, I see. You cunning devil, Quercus. Of course, if it defeated the great Acorn's vials, we need only follow in its big, wide shadow and be safe. Egads! It speaks our tongue, Quercus! Hush before... What do you mean a good time for introductions? You know full well who I am, you silly old cat. The great Salora, grandest of the...
Yes, Sir Laura.
Oh, introduce myself to the giant. I shall do no such thing. You give away your trust too easily, my dear steed. No, we will have the giant march. Now, onwards! Shield! Venture forth, post-haste.
Sure, Sir Laura. I shall endeavor to keep you safe. How strange, there is no companion standing on this rock. Oh wait, that's supposed to be me. So, assuming I didn't start as the Red Prince, you would have the opportunity to recruit the Red Prince here. And I guess it's time for some manual labor for the Red Prince himself. And to use one of the lizard's abilities as well.
A black cat. A herald of wisdom in my homeland. How fortuitous.
It seems we are not the only ones taking on strays. Oh, no need to be jealous, Quercus.
No, okay, I don't have enough wisdom right now. So I can't perceive certain things. So we'll need to return once we've collected somebody with a little bit more wits. And there's a shovel which we won't be needing.
I found someone
This,
must
however,
put in due effort if one is to reap the proper reward.
This is actually a good early armor. And a nice bow. Let's see here now. That won't be needed. That won't be needed. We won't be needing the knife. Oh wait, yes, we want to keep at least one knife. You always want to keep at least one knife. Let's swap over to the big club. I won't be using that. I won't be using that. And I won't be using that. The rest will probably be end up using. Yes. So, the builds I'm going for is Death Knight, Red Prince, which is gonna be a two-handed weapon. Warfare Necro. I'm going to go for a Ranger Sibyl. So she's going to have bow / crossbow, depending on what I have. I'm going to go for Conjurer Losa, she's also going to be my healer. And I'm going to make Ifan an Elementalist. So he's going to cover all the elements which Losa doesn't have, so it's going to be most of them. He's gonna be a hell of a book hungry fella. And I know this isn't optimal. If you want to optimize a bit, you usually just go for either physical or magical. Just for the CC to stick a little bit more. However, this is also the reason why I did pick to go for classic, just to not have to worry that much. And I'm going to, for now at least, I am going to leave this conversation as it is. I haven't decided. You can take this fight. This fight is doable. It is not easy. It is actually ludicrously hard. Okay, not ludicrously, but it is very hard, and though it gives a good reward. So, but I'm going to start by actually collecting my party. God. So I'm gonna be avoiding a fair amount of encounters for now. Until we've collected all of our party members.
You there. You've just arrived, isn't that right? Are you...
The man's...
I thought I might see if you wanted to get out of this place. Though maybe I ought to ask someone who isn't a prissy fop.
So,
what
do you have in mind?
A good one. But I need I've been here a long time.
Yeah.
Longer than anyone else.
Get to your
People
point,
get
Gavin.
taken sometimes. Some folks say they get cured. I don't know if I believe it, and I don't want to wait and find out.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna save the dogs. I have Pet Pal, I can save them, so...
I have a way out of
I'm not gonna be unnecessarily
easy,
cruel. I know, given, and again, as I'm playing classic mode, I don't need to penny pinch in regards to EXP.
Are you interested? Attaboy. Who wouldn't? The plans... There's an artifact that you can use to teleport me out of this place. Then I can use my spell to free you
a little
in
self-assured, I don't...
This item, though, it's in quite an unfortunate location.
So... What are you up
It's
to,
found its
Gavin?
way into a nest of crocodilians on a secluded beach nearby. Here, give me your map and I'll show you where to go. Not enough to trouble a fine specimen such as yourself.
Yeah, no. So... Thank you, Gavin. Just throw me at the crocodilians, why don't you?
Get that artifact, and you and I are as good as free. Go give those lizards... Pardon? What for?
Yeah, Let's go and collect our first party member.
Leave it, Sam. I won't say it again.
She's not here. There she is!
Amid the squalor of Fort Joy, you suddenly spot an elf with diamond features, regal and radiant, but cold too, and sharper than any knife. She was the one who sat rolling dice in the ship that went under, deciding fates with every roll. Or so she said. Her eyes are focused on a lizard some distance away, and you get the distinct feeling he's an unfortunate man indeed to be trapped in her tiger-like gaze. No sooner have these words left your mouth than she turns about and grabs you in a stranglehold. You feel the tip of a long needle being pushed a little ways into your neck.
Yeah, this is a good greeting. Very friendly.
You caught me off guard. No one catches me off guard. Better tell me who you really are, or this time I'll let my needle do the licking. A prince of the House of Slavers. You've just signed your own...
A push, a pivot, and now you suddenly face her. Then, despite the precariousness of your situation, you notice something that remained undetected in the gloom of the ship. A flaw...
It's dawning on you, isn't it? Why I hate reptiles like you. But I do, Master.
She drives the needle in deep.
In truth, it does not matter in the least who you really are. You saw me mark my prey. You could warn him. That makes you a liability. That makes you needle feed. Never. You're a slaver, Prince. Why would I chain my fate to one like you freely, like I was once forced to?
Right. Now, I am going to go for strength here, because, well, I actually have some strength. Because I don't want to fuck this up and lose her.
I hate to say it, but you make sense, fork tongue. Oh, little needle mine, what should I do? Push or pull? The agony of choice.
I mean, just do what I say and you don't have to make the choice.
You know what? Today is a rather fine day. Sunshine and an easy breeze. I'm not quite sure the weather will say...
With a casual flick of the wrist, she withdraws the needle from your neck and smiles, as if she just invited you to sit down for tea.
From 0 to 100.
Let's discuss our respective roles then, shall we? You, me, and Death will be playing many a round of hide and seek. So, as a rogue, my speciality is stealth, the quick silence of the dagger striking unseen. That said, I'm perfectly lethal, wielding any weapon. My grace and finesse could make a cat's fur go green with envy. Go on, give me the details.
Right, fairly certain it's the ranger we want.
Suits me fine. Lead on, or better yet, let me take the lead. Then follow me.
You're not quite certain you'll ever sleep soundly with Sabine in any sort of proximity, but at least she's on your side. For the moment.
For the moment. That's the key word here. Right, so... Sabine. Yes. She comes with 1 point in lore master. Oh, god damn it, she has lucky charms too. I need her to get thievery. Well, this can be altered later, so it's not a word. No worry. I just need to remember to put... No! I retract my previous statement. She's going to be my lore master, of course. And now I'm going to need to have show party enabled. So she gets... Yes, I'm sure this provides more armor. I question the elven armors in this game. A lot. I question them a lot. And the darling bow. Holy shit, Blake! That's not a small raid. Yes, I do mean the occasional leaves. Hi Blake, and welcome everyone else as well. So, I've recently gotten here to Fort Joy, so and I'm currently collecting my party. I've just picked up my archer elf. I didn't pick her to be an archer because she was an elf, or yes, technically I did pick her by process of elimination more than anything. Right, now I should not have drawn my weapon. Now I just need to go and find the next party member, which I need to figure out where they are. I know where one of them is. I'm trying to figure out where my conjure will be.
Messing with Griff's brutes anyhow.
Is she down in the caves, perhaps? No, she isn't. I'm fairly certain she's up here.
Don't tell anyone where you got this.
So, this is Fort Joy.
Delivery. Surely you'll have one.
What a crumbling disaster.
Right. We need to... There's our...
Is that indigestion, or is it... Oh god, not now.
Okay. I'm not trusting her, but she's going to be useful.
You.
So, hello Losa, again.
Losa, the dark-eyed jokester you met aboard the ship, waves enthusiastically and dips into a mock elegant curtsy.
Yeah, I don't appreciate being insulted. I am the Red Prince after all.
Back then I was Madame Josephine Gribbles de Pube.
Yes,
and you were the prince, right? Glad to see you made it. Nothing like a nice tentacle slap across the moor to set the tone for the week, eh? How'd you escape?
I don't know how I survived. I fell into the water.
Me too.
And then I saw the light. I don't know if that's good or not.
Did you hear something? When you were in the water, I mean. No. I mean, not more unusual than usual. It's just, I thought maybe you...
Losa's voice catches in her throat. The joy drains from her face. Her eyes lose focus, and her whole body goes rigid.
Yeah, this sounds very healthy.
She is stock still, waxy skinned, her eyes dark. Greyish-black veins run from her eyes down her cheeks.
Let's just tap her
Her
gently
head
on the shoulder.
snaps to you mechanically, and her eyes lock with yours, dark pupils dilated into great black voids.
Yes.
Light suddenly flashes back into her face. The grey veins drain to pinkish flesh, and her whole body relaxes.
Sure.
Anyway, what were we talking about? Ah, it's nothing really. It's just, I'm just a bit, well, a bit hospitable.
Hospitable? Is that what we're calling... let's call it the spirit's bicycle. Okay.
Ha! What I mean is, look, you've never been a host, right? That's because you're like a clump of leaves on the side of the road. That ain't bad, though. I'd give just about anything to be like you.
I've been hosting one or two parties.
But I'm a A roadside inn. Red door, flowers out front, friendly lady at the door beckoning you in for half price.
I mean, the double entendres here are heavy.
Like
very
a
heavy.
goddamn gold star inn for the disembodied. Now, isn't that just the question of the hour? I can't be sure just yet. I'll be surprised if it's a demon. Definitely not a sprite either. Maybe a spectre, but I wouldn't bet money on it.
So, right.
So, how are you enjoying the joy? Yeah? I was just thinking the same sort of thing. So, you want to check this place out together? Strength in numbers and all. It does, right? Before we head out, I've got more than a few tricks up my sleeve, so you'll have to pick which one I'll pull out if, when, push comes to shove.
Yeah, because it's not a matter of if. We are going to
Lately
get
I've been into the enchanting arts, but I can shoot, slash, summon, steal, whatever your little black heart desires. So, what'll it be?
Little Blackheart. She knows a bit too much. I may have to stab her.
Don't know if you could tell, but mysticism's kinda my speciality. Let's get into the nitty-gritty while we're at it. What sort of magic are you interested in?
I need a
Sounds
conjurer.
fine. So, we're good to go? Yeah? Well, that was easier than I thought.
Right, now let's get her geared up as well. So, Losa. She's going to be my... For fuck's sake. She just got the lore master? Oh well. Right. She's going to be my summoner She's going to be my summoner slash hydrosophist. Well. She has better gear already. But she could use some new clothes. Right, so. She can conjure incarnate, dimension bolt, and elemental totem. 2 of these are key, totem and incarnates. Dimension bolts will be released. Right. Now, let's save before I do something catastrophically stupid.
Come on then, Legsy.
You, help me teach this beast. He must respect. If not, he comes for you next.
Respect? Huh. Someone's got to keep this place running. Griff can't do it for free. Why'd you gotta make this so hard?
An intense-looking man steps between the thug and the elf and rolls up his sleeves, revealing well-muscled and heavily scarred arms. You recognize him. It's Ifan, who you met aboard the ship on the way here.
Yeah, a surprising number survived that goddamn shipwreck.
Just stand aside, won't you, mate? This is no business of yours.
Yes, it is.
Lone wolves decide their own business.
Goodbye.
The thug freezes in fear for a moment before shuffling back to the protection of his crony.
Pay up, elf. No one shorts Griff, especially not one of you. You two ought to be thanking your lucky gods it's us, and not the Magisters enforcing round here.
This seems a little bit shaky.
Never knows what they've got till it's well and gone.
Yeah, well...
Now come on, elf. If you make me say it again, there's gonna be trouble.
And neither will I.
We got a system, and it looks...
Right. Let's get this over with.
I'm ready.
Right, get some less armor on you. Let's get this show. Let's get this show over with before we attract too much attention. Down. Smack. Let's get a blood incarnate out. combat totem. I mean, we can't ever have too many people on our side. Lead for me. Lead, my pretty. Lead. Wait. Yes, you are very encouraging. Right. And we didn't drag anybody else into that combat. Good.
Follow me, before more of them trouble.
I've an errand to run around here first. I'll catch.
Remember, past the kitchen, there is a safe.
Let's loot this. Right.
Stefan rolls his sleeves back down and casually wipes some blood from his cheek. He nods at you, the shadow of a smile.
Good work there. Good work.
Yep.
I can tell you've got chops. Say.
He stretches out one rough hand to shake yours. He grips your hand tight.
Say, you don't look all that busy now that we're safely on dry land. I could use someone to watch my back.
Yes.
And it looks like you could use... I've just got a small errand to run. And then I'll be looking to get the hell out of here, while I've still got a... Everyone needs to make a living. I make mine running errands. That's the truth. For
Everybody
me, for you,
has work to do.
For everyone in this place.
We'll see how healthy that
Why
ends up
not
being.
help each other get out of here?
Yes, helping each other get out of here sounds brilliant
The
to me.
usual way. Haphazard, terrifying. 2 heads are better than 1. And when push comes to shove, 4 fists are better than 2, right?
Oh.
He grins.
So, before we hit the road, survival's my main priority. I'll use every trick in the book to keep us alive.
You are going to be
But
my
if a wayfarer's
second
what
mage.
good's an outlaw who can't command the shadows? I've dabbled enough to know I've an affinity for the darker arts. But I'm a quick learner. What's your preference?
Right. Here, we are going to want a wizard.
Can do.
He scans the...
Right you are.
Onwards. Right. Now we have our full party. And no, it's a one-handed mace. I don't care. Although it has the same damage. It doesn't matter. Though. So, chat, what do you think? Do we want a bit more CC potential, or do we want more damage? I should stick to the theme and just have him have a two-handed weapon. But yeah, of course you say damage. We could just use the club, which has the same damage, basically. But instead of having all in, which is a high damage skill, we get cheap shot, which we basically punch them in the kidneys. Only smash. Okay, fair enough. Right, let's set up the... Right, he has 2 wands. Yeah, no. Here, take a shield. We don't care about you. We don't care about your quote-unquote wand damage. I don't need to. Although it's good to have a spare wand. And I'm actually gonna put that spare wand in his inventory so he can swap. And this is because fire is fairly safe to have as a primary. He has poison, which, depending on when we end up having to use it, it can be catastrophically bad. Right, so he has Fossil Strike, Ignition, and Searing Daggers. Yeah, decent. 2 points of Pyrokinetics, 1 Geo. Yeah, this is basically what we expected. A little bit high Constitution, but that's good for the shields. He's go. Sabine has the wits we need. Good. Oh, right. And now Sibyl gets her lunch. And this is the elven thing. This is the reason why elves probably are my favorite race in this game. Lizards get sophisticated, which gives them fire and poison resistance, and spell song, which gives them bonus persuasion. Every race has bonus to one skill, I think. Humans get thrifty, which gives them extra barding, and ingenious, which gives them extra crit shots and more crit multiplier. This is spectacular. Elves get ancestral knowledge, so more lore monster, and corpse eater. This is why I love them. You occasionally run into the occasional arm or leg or head of some poor unfortunate soul. Their misfortune is our fortune by eating them. So Sibyl gets her lunch.
As the dead man's flesh slides down your throat, you feel his consciousness enter yours. His memories are yours to experience. You are Finn.
Finn was the guy who got murdered on the ship. This is why I took his leg.
Your heart is heavy. You know too much. It's all too much. You met him.
So who is him?
A bright light blinds you, then fades. You feel a tremendous power in your hands, but they are shaking so hard you can barely use them.
That sounds like Source.
Suddenly you're on this very ship, crouched in a corner, hugging your knees. A figure approaches, an older woman. Her eyes are kind. She comes closer. She says she wants to talk.
I think we remember some older woman on that ship. I don't think she was very kind, though.
She reaches a hand
threatened
toward
to murder me.
You grasp it. The memories end. You are no longer Finn. You return to yourself with a jolt.
I don't think he had a good experience with her either. But this gave Sibyl probably one of the best skills in the game. This is arguable, but adrenaline gives you so much extra action economy. While technically you take 2 action points from your next turn, having the ability to get a head start is actually super powerful. Right. Now, let's see here now.
The shrine depicts Lucian the Divine, avatar of the 7 gods. A low, resonant voice. Your knees buckle. The heart.
Shrine, by the looks of it.
Oh, Sibyl, you get
The shrine depicts Lucian the Divine, avatar of the 7 gods. You hear a strange sound.
Oh, look!
He has spoken. Lucian has spoken. The eternal prayer. It worked.
Sure. We're going down. Ooh, gloves. I'm not sure how the giant adult lizard can wear these children's gloves, but hey, they give me armor. Alright.
You peer at the statue and recognize the face as that of the goddess Amadia. You read something about her once long ago. The droplet burns both hot and cold, and yet you feel no pain. You step towards the flow, desiring more.
wanting desperately for it to take you, and darkness envelops you.
I mean, yeah, I appreciate the waypoint, but... Oh, look! A lucky charm proc. We got our first lucky charm proc. So, an unadorned belt.
Garbage.
Couple of other things. Right. Who gets that? Right, so... The prince is pretty well set up with armor right now. 9 and 3. Ifan has 8 and 6, so Ifan and Los are set because of their shields. It's really Sabile who's worse off. Though I could drop his armor, give him that, exchange that to her, and give him that. This gives him slightly less magic armor, gives her slightly more. Although... This gives her slightly more armor, total armor, although she doesn't have magic armor. But that... It's a bit of a hit and miss, though probably wants some magic armor on the prince at least for now. Well, I'm not going to go here yet. At this point I still know what I'm doing, so I'm not going to run into those higher level encounters. Not quite yet, at least. Let's set things up. Hello,
Heading
Butters.
into the kitchen? Don't try anything funny around, Griff. I'm watching you. Ha! Cheeky. What's your name? All right, Slick. Haven't seen you around here before. When did you get in?
Well, long enough to know that I should be chatting you up.
All right, easy now. You seem sweet, but I'm more curious about you than a bunch of cheesy lines.
She sighed.
Another one of those. Anyway, I was serious. Move along.
Damn it.
Don't move along.
Right. Right. Let's see. Let's trade a bit. I'm gonna offer all wares. Just a couple of things, though nothing really that's important right now. So I'm getting a 6% discount with him. Let's if I'm talking.
Heading into the kitchen? Don't try anything funny around, Griff. Ha! Cheeky. What's your name? All right, Slick. Haven't seen you around here before. All right, easy now. You seem sweet, but I'm... Ha! Thank you. You mean it? Or is that another line of yours? I used to play the harp, you know. Mostly around Arcs, although sometimes we'd travel down to Driftwood. Might be you saw one of my performances. Long enough, I reckon. I'm surprised they haven't come for me yet. Most folks get taken away for the cure after just a week or two. By the divine, haven't I? Back home again. Or to somewhere totally new.
Who wouldn't want to leave this
wine,
hellhole?
Freedom. But those are just dreams. No one can escape from here.
I mean, then I'm
She
nobody.
laughs. The sound fills the air like the...
Now, wouldn't that be something? Look, I have an idea. I know we don't know each other very well, but time is so short and a connection is so rare. If we get out of here, will you meet me again in Arx?
She leans forward.
Until then.
She smiles and gives you a long...
Soon!
Right. Okay, it's the same discount. So... Right.
I know what you mean.
Right, I did manage to persuade her anyway. Good.
What's the war rations, please?
Get my name here.
Right. I got a couple of things.
You looking for a match? You'll have a good head on most of the competition, that's for certain. A good tail, too. Poor lugs won't know what hit 'em. That's so. Well then.
Right, so I can always go down and do the combat arena. So, let's check our... Let's check what we have to do. So, teleportation, asking around, just find it, fighting arena, talk to her, get the teleportation gloves, talk to Ifan, get her help, talk to Stingtail. And this Stingtail's gonna be an issue, and that's so I'm going to have to. I may have to reload, assuming I don't fuck it up completely. As long as I don't fuck it up completely, though, I should be fine. But let's go in here for now.
Ah, a little reprieve from the din outside.
Thank you for your help with that, thug.
So...
No doubt he turns on you next. These humans hate us.
She bows.
We need to stick together. I mean, you'll all serve under me once I ascend to the throne anyway, so...
I hear of no escapes. The only way out is through. Through the Magisters, through their cure. Thugs, I can stand, but I fear the Magisters.
So who has to say in this place?
We trust the healer. She's young, but she sees. She knows more than we know. In the camp, the brute Griff rules. He who gives the bread has the power. It gives me great pain. I'm with my family. We are making beautiful magic. We are healing a tree cut down with great violence. Wait, before I am not here without your help. I do not forget this.
Yes.
For you, a prize. I save it for a special occasion, but I can
yes,
think
this
of
is
no
a very
finer occasion than
elven
this.
gift, I'm gotta say. Right, so... An extra armor. So either I get magic armor or... Let's actually get some physical armor. You get that. You get that.
I feel it, but I do not. Got you!
So... Now this is probably the most elven gift you can give. A severed head.
You're dead.
Although I do appreciate it. Here. Sabil, some lunch.
You cover your face with your hands. You've just heard the news. The elven homelands have been destroyed by death fog. It was your order who did it. How can this be?
Hey, good. Look, she learned first aid. I mean, that's one way of doing it. Let's save here again.
I know they help.
But nothing can go bad here, I promise.
As you approach the young elf, Losa suddenly grabs your arm. Her hand is damp. Her face looks pale and grey.
Hey, listen, I don't know why, but I think I need to talk to this elf. You mind?
She jerks her hand away.
I can't. I just need to talk to her, okay?
She turns towards Sahela. She darts over to the elf without responding. They begin. Losa suddenly snatches up both the elf's hands and leans close to her.
You have to tell.
The whites of Losa's eyes fade to grey, then black. The colour runs into her veins, crisscrossing her skin like lightning. She keeps hold of Sahela's hands.
It rises in you even now, Losa. Do not let it. You must be strong.
I mean...
Be strong. Fight. Fight. You are okay. You are yours. No one else's.
Shut up. Let go. Let go. Let go. I don't want to hurt her. Don't make me.
I'm going to hurt you if you do.
Losa is rigid as a board, tense with the effort of holding Sahela's hands in tight, painful bunches.
Leave me alone. Leave me. I don't want to.
Yeah, she seems like a swell lady.
You are hurting me.
Losa's eyes are black. Sahela's fingers are white under her grasp.
Let me go. Please.
A sinister smile spreads across.
Chatty elf. Chatty elf with all the answers. I wonder what your blood tastes like.
That doesn't sound like Losa, to be honest.
Losa, please. You must not defend her. She wakes if she is weakened. We must hurt her to protect her, you see?
I bet the elf blood tastes like honey, like nectar, like joy itself.
Yeah,
Let's find out.
Yes,
You must weaken her to help.
Many v 1. Let's do this. Bloody arrows.
I am sorry, Losa. She does not mean what she does.
No! Jesus Christ! I should have emptied her inventory.
To hurt you, Losa. It is almost enough. She comes back to us when she is weaker.
You okay?
Yeah, thanks. What? Don't look at me like that.
No, it's not bad RNG. I was aware that I would lose control of it. I did not remember to empty her inventory of consumables, so she used a firestorm grenade. Granted, firestorm grenades are only useful in the early game, but I'm a grenade fan, so yeah, could have gone better.
Good. I don't.
Yeah, no, nobody died.
Let's keep moving. I want to get out of this bloody place as soon as possible. I'm fine. You're... Let's go.
But I do not see him.
So...
Wait, I call a timeout.
I'm lacking grenades right now. Hi, gamer! Right. That could have gone better, but it could also gone a lot worse, so...
The young girl's eyes are covered, but she turns towards you when you approach. She smiles as though she recognizes you, though she couldn't have seen your face.
Yeah, this is
Hello,
always...
dear prince. Hello, betrayed soul.
This is always a bit creepy.
How sad to stand accused, to be innocent but not believed.
Okay, are you telling me I didn't comport with demons? Excuse me. Well, at least she knows it.
I see it before my eyes.
You are blind.
It is not so bad. I know which days have bread and which days have none. I know more bread comes someday. It helps. Your life is not your own. Your life is for us all. I cannot say more. You see someday.
Her eyebrows shoot up.
There can be a way. Amiro knows. But he's gone. Do you see him? My protector, my friend. An elf like me, with a spirit bright as new leaves. He tries to help me, to save me, and he suffers very much. He is caught by those who hurt him.
Oh.
I wish
Those
so much
who
for
hurt
his
him.
return. And he tells you what
Right.
you seek. A way out.
I would expect that if somebody were to capture somebody, they would be the one who hurt you. But, you know, that's just my...
You bring me great... I see something that helps. I see a lizard. He is a lizard of many dreams, of far feeling. You do not free Amiro without him. Yes, please ask. Oh, I do not cover my eyes. I cover the place they used to be. They are gone now, taken. But I see all the same.
Please keep that blindfold on. I'm just going to change the subject and quickly leave. Hey kids.
Whack! Back, evil ogre, or I'll get you with my sword! Wait a second. You're the red devil Callias told me about.
The kid screams like a banshee.
I've spotted something.
I am not opposed to manual labor if circumstances require.
A red devil, thanks. Good sir, we need to have words.
The Red Demon, the exiled pig. I'd heard they'd sent you here, but I'd hoped you'd have drowned yourself before crossing my path.
I mean, I merely summoned them.
Demons lie. You say you are no demon. This is a lie.
You are a demon.
I can't fault his logic, but... I gotta say, flawless logic, though I disapprove of it.
You are in the wrong place, Pinky.
Thanks.
Fear? Pity, perhaps. A blind wolf may lead the pack, but sooner or later they will all starve. Never mind. If you need to suit up, I can offer you a fair price.
The soldier tightens his grip on his spear and looks past you.
Right. What do you have? Battering ram, bouncing shield, crippling blow, and battle stop. So, one potential skill. Well, that's not much to go on. A couple of armor pieces, but nothing really useful right now. Although the maiming two-hander is nice. So that would be a sizable damage increase. If I upper all my wares, that would not match it. But I have 2 golden cups. So no, I'm gonna be cheap ass. Balance it. Let's get rid of some stuff though. New pants. Who needs pants? You have pants. You don't have pants. You have pants. You don't have pants. Right, 11, 10, 11, 12, 10. Well, you need pants. Right.
Help! Help me! Please!
Yes. Take your... Calm your tits. Hello, good sir.
Can it be a lizard? I never thought I'd see the day. Do you understand me, sir? Oh, no, I dare say I ought to enunciate. Can you help me?
I mean, that's fucking insulting.
700 years. Can it have been so long already?
Yes.
Gods, how the time flies.
How are you not insane?
I haven't seen a living soul in all that time. What a strange notion. A wicked king it was. Brachus Rex by name. The Order of the Source Hunters discovered a great horror upon this prison isle, and I was sent to stop it.
You clearly failed.
Yet my failure was absolute. I am not fit to bear the insignia of the Source Hunters any longer.
I can relieve you of that.
Please, good sir, you must free me. Prise this spear from my chest, where it has been stuck fast for the last 1,000 years. Seize the spear. End this degradation. I beg you.
Sure. I don't mind the spear.
I got it. Good sir. You have set my body free. Free to crumble to dust at last. But my spirit... Blast! I remain trapped in this mouldering skeleton yet. I have heard of such magic, but have never known anyone so foul as to employ it. Brachus Rex, May maggots lace his entrails.
You were sent here to investigate foul things, so...
After he interred me in this cell, he must have drawn my very soul away from me and stored it elsewhere in the fort. Thus he has bound me entirely to the mundane realm. But I know this place well. I could lead you to its likely location. In turn, you would find a path. Marvelous, my friend. Marvelous.
Sure.
You'll first have to get inside the fort itself.
That's not a problem.
There's a secret switch on a statue of the Seven in the corner. The switch will open a hatch.
I've already found
and
that
you'll
one.
be led into the prison's main floor. I suspect that within Brachus's phylactery room, Brachus would have made me a supplicant, a slave to these walls.
Supplicant,
With your
that's
help,
the key word here.
I'll die. At last. With dignity. I was fully briefed about this awful place before I came. My goal was to destroy the fiend who had been marshalling the world's most unwholesome weapons and magic into an army he intended to use. I never thought I would become one of his victims. And yet, Fort Joy is a dangerous place, my friend.
I know.
Dangerous indeed. Brachus used this place to... Here, he and his researchers crafted punishments and snares contrary to human dignity. Objects that could contain souls. Wands that could purge the very essence from sorcerers. My order would never
That
use such
sounds
barbaric magic
interesting.
against our enemies.
Right, we get a new fancy spear, and alright, we got a wand as well. That's the damage improvements, if nothing else. Right, Spear of Brachus Rex. Ugh. I technically do more damage for a while, so I guess I'll use it. It's not a weapon that I will wield for a long time though. Simply because surprise, surprise, spears scale with finesse, and it's one of the few melee weapons. Yeah, it's sick spear. It's one of the few melee weapons that actually scale with finesse. It's basically it's spears and daggers. So for now, it's better than my club. Oh yeah, it's a fantastic spear for the early game. Chance both of petrification and slow shots and the crit range. Ooh, it's delicious. Step 1, rest. Step 2, if on. And that's gonna take ages. You hit it. Yes. The first hit I do, I managed to get the 10% proc for petrification. On a barricade. Now, let's sneak along. Let's not attract too much attention.
Something isn't right here. It could be an ambush.
But yes, this is where my pre-knowledge comes into play. Right, now I'm gonna disconnect my squad. Right, we still have 2 people outside of the combat, so let's... Right. Examine you. You are wet, permanently wet. Oh yeah, we're going to slay them froggos. You are... You're also permanently wet, though you are susceptible to earth. Here. Get slow.
I'll yield to none.
Elemental arrows to get some bloody arrows, and I can't stun you, so you're going to get an action regardless. So let's try to take you out. Before you act, I'm going to want I'm gonna want to summon my incarnate. And let's see if we can't deal with you. Ow, that hurts. Right.
Glory is mine.
And of course not. Right. Sit down. And I miss, of course. Well, this could have gone better to begin with. I'm just happy we have a save just before this, just in case. Discharge, she's shocked. Right. Let's get everybody a little. Right. Courage.
Glory is mine.
Let's see what we get. Shocking. Okay. I mean, this is basically what we expect. Let's hope. Yes! That's what we like to see. Right. Let's light this fire. Oh, it's stunned! That's a shocking development. You are out of spells I want to use. Let's apply some more turrets and done, so you won't be getting an action this turn anyway. Oh, that's one dead. That's another dead. I think we got them Froggos now. Step out of the poison. Right, and that should... There we go! One set of dead Froggos. Ooh, I got a 200. Bloody useless, you know that I have the dope spear, but... No, I actually haven't tried it, frog. I've been to France, but I never had a chance to try the frogs. Right, so let's see now. You need extra armor. In this case, it won't actually be that long. And this is because I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm going to do. Threadbare. So, right, we can start with the prince. More strength, and leave that point floating right now. Let's go Necro, and let's actually get some con. You have Pet Pal. We are going to want Picture of Health later, but right now we want Opportunist. Attacks of Opportunities. Super good. So, my Ranger. Let's see here now. What are I don't remember what I want for you. Ooh. I mean, Hothead is good, though it's slightly risky right now. Let's see here now. You already have arrow recovery, so either way. You're going to get that early point in Scoundrel, Finesse, and 1 point of Wit for the extra crit chance. You're going to be using all the elements, so Elemental Affinity is key for you. You have Pyro, you have Geo. Let's put that 1 point in Arrow to have that. All points in Intelligence. You need Intelligence. You need your point in Hydro so you can heal. And yes. This one's actually harder. I could go with Glass Cannon. But that's a risky move. Could go with Elemental Affinity as well for you, but you're not going to be using as varied. This one was actually harder. Can always go for Savage Sword Leech. Or Living Armor. I'm gonna leave that unspent for now. You're always gonna be standing in something, so the extra damage is actually fairly good. Or I could just go for something along the lines of... Right, I don't have that. I'm actually gonna save that so I can take Executioner. Because Sibyl is gonna be one of my main damage dealers. So I'm gonna have some points floating about. And to be fair, as soon as I leave the island, I'm going to be able to respec. That's one thing worth remembering about this game. You aren't technically stuck with your choices, to some extent at least. I'm gonna have to be back here later because I don't have the teleport gloves. So let's actually go and get them. Though before that, I realized those. Okay. Let's hear now. You can use haste. Right.
Got you! The frogs are gone. The children.
Yay, some extra XP.
The old dog looks up at you but doesn't lift his greying head from his paws. He heaves a heavy sigh.
I'm Buddy.
Who's a good buddy?
It's no use anyway. You're nice. Emmy would have loved you. She was my mate for the last 7, carry the 2, plus 50. 5 years!
Aww.
The Magisters
can't do math.
Took her. I love you. Say, let me show you something.
Nice.
My, the giant takes notice of its charges. Dear me. Why, yes, I suppose answering them is... Speak! Shield! What are a giant body but no... Surely even the tall folk know that Rivellon was bare before the great acorn fell from above and seeded the Irwood, covering this land in beautiful, perfect forests.
Sure.
Beautiful and perfect until the giant races, no offense, realized they could use it to build their houses and fuel their fires. They carved the Irwood up, and the forests shrank. But someday, the great acorn will fall again. The forests will be reborn, and the giant races will be wiped from this world. Indeed.
Oh, hey! Hey! I thought you might be Emmy. I think I love you. Key? What key? Oh, the key! The Magister who took Emmy dropped it when he was walking away. Did someone say Emmy? Oh, Emmy. If you find out where it leads, if you see Emmy, not too far from here, but she was taken by a guy in a white robe who smelled horrible. Like lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of dogs. And also a little like dead people. He dragged her into the big castle just there. I'm so...
Oh, poor buddy. Also, this is the reason why you should take Penta. The XP doesn't matter.
Here you are. I wonder what keeps you. Tell me your tale. We are unfamiliar, yet familiar. We are the same material, you agree? I am very curious. So tell me. Tell me. Start from the beginning. Start from where you come. I see, I see. Now tell me more. Tell me what you do. Tell me what you find. I understand. Now tell me how your story ends. You speak fiercely. You speak without fear. You are a warrior, a being of power, and power comes from strength, and strength comes from growth. It is nothing. Many...
Right, Right. I'm just gonna take my leave. Alright, bit of crafting. Because I have... mortal...
Cowrie, cockle, clam...
Go.
Ha! I found you, didn't I? Red, they said. Red, then dead.
This is frankly a bore.
Not an attempt, mate. Not if I can bloody help it.
Oh, it's just another
Time's
attempt.
up, Your Highness. Let...
Narin. Let's see how you survive this.
It's stabbing time.
Oh.
Glory is mine.
Right. Let's apply some burning. Here, take some more fire. Should have cleared the flame.
Damn useless these assassins are. It's their
It is
frightful
actually
manners
the
I
ability
mind the
name.
most, really.
Blood arrowheads. It's part of elemental arrowheads. The simple act, it gives me a bleed on my arrows and does a bit of extra physical damage. And it's the most reliable arrowhead I can get. given that I can always use flesh sacrifice to make Sibyl cut herself a bit, which also gives me the extra points to use elemental arrowheads. But otherwise, yes, you are right. Right, so I have... Ooh, here, Ifan, you get a heavy armor. No, I won't explain why. Yes, my wizard is carrying my heaviest armor. Quite literally. It makes sense, I promise.
The woman looks at...
Haven't seen you around here before. New? A prince, no less. Don't think I ever had the honor. Must be strange for you here among us poor folk.
It could be definitely be mistaken for some edgy anime quotes.
You here alone, Sir Prince?
She gives you a...
You keep them friends of you. Not much in this world someone you love can't make better. Used to be I had a family, then they brought us here. Now I'm just waiting for him to call my name. Waiting and remembering. Poor fella. Can't imagine such a thing must...
She looks out over the way.
Don't we make for a fine couple? Here I am pining over my family. Here you are pining over yours. In such different ways, too.
Her eyes sparkle.
Kind of you to ask. Stefan, he was my little one. Smart as a whip and no less wicked. And my husband, he was called Felix. He was an expert healer. Could fix a broken bone in a short minute.
She talks for some time about birthdays, about Felix's prickly beard, about the skunk Stefan once dragged home for a pet.
Of course the kid dragged home a skunk for a pet.
Joy radiates from her as she remembers. She places a warm hand on your shoulder.
He must have gotten a couple of wee buffs that day.
Gift to think of them. I'd like to give something to you too. Take care of yourself.
And here is the second to last possible companion. Though with the companion limit of 4, we'll leave Beast where he is.
Ha! Coloured like a dog. A very tall, very scaly dog. I'd pity you, but Scepter the Ineffable has no patience for weakness.
Oh, Scepter the Ineffable, eh?
Skin? Ha! That shell is my bulwark against this world. A carapace steeled with sauce. Scepter could crush lizards by the dozen. I, Scepter, could crush dragons. No! This power is my birthright, same as yours, but one of us has grown to astounding heights and the other has sunken to depths too humiliating to describe. Pity. But of course, they'll happily dump your maggot-ridden corpse into the sea when they're through with you. Ha! Of course, precious. But which is worse, the cure or the disease?
In this case, definitely the cure.
Sorcerer's dance, well...
Right. Right, let's see here now. Lightning gloves. Who needs physical armor? Losa. Right. Wait. Rest. Right. Gonna delay my turn. Draw them in a bit. Scale portation. Because yes, right, let's. Let's change up that. And Losa lost to join.
Glory is mine.
Let's get you all down. Oh, one of them missed. Right, standard routine. Into elemental arrowheads for some blooded arrows. Your two are down, so let's.
I'll yield to none.
Oh yeah, you're petrified. Either way. Well. Well, you're fire immune. So, burn yourself. And that gets me to come up with the win.
Into the dark with you.
Right. This looks like an entire dinner. Aw.
What's this? I found something.
There we go.
Even the most noble among us just occasionally
Yes.
dirty their
Sometimes
claws.
we need to dirty our claws. Right. So, given that my frontline tank has the least armor, yeah, you're taking these pants. Okay. There you get the teleportation gloves. Right. Time for a whole dinner.
Early memories are overshadowed by a terrifying death, a tempest of teeth, scales, and snarls. You never imagined it would end like this.
I think I just experienced somebody getting eaten by sharks. Unpleasant.
Looking around Fort Joy, you feel excited. A new environment to explore, new people to meet, new challenges to overcome. Who knows what could happen here?
Dismemberment.
You are ever sodden, ever sandy. The smell of guts and sea waste cling to you like a ghost. You sought freedom, the life of a seaman, but you didn't find it.
Clearly not.
Under lock and key.
I don't remember. Yes, you did. Right, I'm gonna be a bit cheeky. At least for the early game, I'm gonna be a little bit cheeky, because I didn't remember if you lost the picks if you didn't have enough. Right, and I don't think I have anybody with Fevery right now. No, so we're doing this the other way. We're picking the chest up. Also, I have a couple of crafting things I can do. So that gives me some arrowheads. And I can combine said arrowheads. Let's see here now. This makes shock arrows. But I don't remember what made knockdown. I think you need antlers for that. Recipes. Arrows. Make it inside it. Well, let's make at least one shock arrow. No? One arrow. We need a knife too. Ah, that's how it went. So shocking arrowheads. short stick.
Say he likes it big and strong.
Grant's arrow shots.
Combs it out all dilly-eyed.
Long branch, Grant.
Twists and rubs and tweaks
short
the
sticks.
nubs. He strokes and pokes like all the blokes. He say he'll touch it all day long. Combs it out all dilly-eyed.
Well, we're making progress.
I only mean that if you think about it logically, she's much better off.
Right, let's go back to that. Let's go back to the frog cave because I know we missed some stuff there. Right, let's see. You're too slow. Right. Right. So what to talk about? Can't have much dead air. Right. I don't know what to talk about. I do know that I'm going to be tossing somebody else up there now. You have teleport, so you toss him up.
Modi's place. No grown-ups allowed, except heroes.
Well, I am a hero, so. Ooh, contamination. Let's fetch ourselves another chest. In the meantime, Ifan, you can learn contamination. Let's see now. Let's sort your. Picking up the chest. Fire report. Hey, we got a good haul here. I think I got some poisonous shit, but right. Oh. A melted dwarf? Didn't loot him. For shame. I can fast travel back to the beach actually, because I have some stuff to pick up here. Or pick up and pick up. Now I'm just gonna toss people around. Oh, is there anybody saying no to free loot? I mean, it's loot, and it's free. I mean, would it be loot if you had to pay for it? No, you just have to pay for it. So, a little bit of patience. Toss Los over there. Ifan, you'll have to wait over here. The rest of you, let's go exploring. Patience is needed, especially when you have to wait for cooldowns.
Which the hero and which the foe. That surely depends on lullabies heard in the cradle.
Well, no.
Lucky find.
The lizard was clearly the hero. Anybody who says otherwise is lying. Right. 15. Okay. So, you get the shabby boots. Let's see now. 3. Right. Now. I think this is actually more damage. While the crit chance is nice and the technical numbers is higher. Okay, technically it's slightly less. So fine, we'll keep using it. Actually, no. It has 6 to 8. Or 7 to 8. 7 to 9. So it has one more, but actually the Viper's Tongue is better. The spear is nice, but the Viper's Tongue means I do all my scaling with strength, which is actually important. Because warfare skills are to a large extent based on your weapon, so they don't get the strength scaling otherwise. Right, let's all jump down. So sorry Virgo, no more spear. Losa gets a Seville gets a nice crossbow now. Sorry, but it's a strength character, not a finesse character. And I now have my reindeer is in the correct set of armor. It's in a medium set, which is the finesse type. Though my fighter is also in finesse, which is fine. And both my mages are in heavy armor. Yes, we're doing it the right way, I promise.
I've spotted something.
let's shoot the zombie. Oh crap, it's poisoned. Kill it quickly. Right. Let's meet the final party member, which I will not be recruiting.
I wonder where this leads.
As the alcove opens up, you see the same skeleton that you met on the boat before it sank. He's still not wearing his mask.
Hi, Faye.
He's leaning over a corpse, prodding and pulling at the skin of its face.
Bugger.
Bugger.
How on earth am I supposed to... Oh. Perhaps...
Skeletal fingers reach down and grip the skin of the dead man's face, pulling sharply upwards. After a few more tugs at the man's cheeks, the skeleton relents, letting the head drop to the ground with a damp thud.
That's gotta be a gruesome sight.
Damnation.
Seeing
That
somebody
stuck fast.
trying
I wonder,
to...
does the beard act as some form of anchor?
Trying to peel the skin of somebody's face.
No! Stay back! Don't... Oh. It's you. I must admit I'm surprised. Perhaps you're more buoyant than I suspected. It seems the human that stole my mask was rather more resourceful than I gave her credit for. I chased her here, but she rather seems to have given me the slip.
He turns back to the body, prodding at its face cautiously.
Oh, yes. An exceptionally common, but exceptionally valuable commodity. A face.
Yes, most people value their face. Most people also would want to keep their face.
A face that seems rather stubbornly attached to his skull.
The skull is usually stubbornly attached to the face as well. We appreciate this fact.
I would normally employ a tool to delicately but viciously rip the face from the body.
Yes, I guess you could define a tool that peels somebody's face off. That's delicate but vicious.
I could then craft a mask to hide my bone. But as I lack such a tool...
The skeleton grabs the corpse by the cheeks and pulls hard, grunting in frustration as the body's skin holds firm.
Oh, don't be ridiculous. I have important things to do on Reaper's Coast.
I don't know if he actually murdered the poor fellow, to be honest.
I cannot simply sit about waiting for the rest of you to die so I may continue my business in peace. No. I may be an
Also,
eternal,
he's not murdered.
but my
Neither
patience
he
has its
nor
limits.
the guy on the ground is murdered. Or, the guy on the ground is murdered, but he's not a skeleton, he's just a corpse. And the guy I'm talking to, while skeleton, is definitely not murdered.
Indeed. I may be the only eternal. My people, at least from this realm. A cult? Hardly. We were a race that existed before the idea of race was needed. I could ask you to imagine an eternal as a creature of incredible intelligence and skill. But I fear the limits of your imagination would not do us justice. We studied the mysteries of the universe. We created works of great art. We
disappeared.
We disappeared. But I will find them. Wherever they are, I will find them. We will... Well, that hardly seems relevant. But if you must... Several centuries, in fact. Or perhaps millennia. One tends to lose track.
Inconvenienced for a millennia. How do you just lose track of a millennia?
I was sealed in a tomb for daring to be curious about the world. It seems our king did not agree that the universe should be explored to its full potential.
Didn't you say... No, I need to scroll back up. But didn't you say something about, you know... Yeah, you said you were all one. How can the king disagree? I'm thinking you. I may be thinking that you may be not telling me the whole entire truth.
Perhaps I should thank him. It seems I was spared whatever happened to the others. Ah, well, that is the curious thing. They are clearly absent from this world, and yet they are everywhere.
So, yeah, you're nuts.
Every one of your races resembles them in some manner, and the statues you have built to your gods look remarkably familiar. Perhaps my people have ascended to some new realm, or perhaps your... Regardless, they are not here, but I will find them. Yes, yes, by which I mean shout loudly. I do not want you sneak...
I'm just gonna... Before you do anything stupid with that corpse, I'm gonna take whatever's valuable. As in actually valuable. Not just a bleeding face. Oh! Electric discharge. Who had arrow? You had arrow, right? Arrow! Discharge. Yeah, I need more memory slots already. Step back, everybody. We're doing a fireworks show. No. So, Virgo, and anybody else in chat, do we murder the skeleton who's literally trying to rip somebody's face off? Because he seems rather fishy. Well, while you debate with yourself, I'm gonna go. Find Emmy, stealth. Well, we can leave him be. For now, at least.
You hear a small whimpering sound from behind a basket. You peer behind it and find a small human child. She looks up at you as if to answer, but recoils at the sight of you and buries her face in her knees once more.
Because you're a master. Master sent us here. Me and Ma and Pa. She was not a nice lady. Lizards aren't nice ladies. They beat me.
Okay. How cruel are we? Do we tell the small child that given that she's a slave, she should just pack her things and come with us? Or are we just going to be kind to her? I mean, even if she is a slave, what use do we have for her right now? She's tiny, can't carry anything. She's probably no use in a fight. Let's just be kind to her.
Gee, you don't sound like a master. You're nicer than the others. But I still miss my Ma and Pa. Servants are the best. They take care of you and make...
Her eyes lock with yours for a moment.
Right, let's go down and beat his shit in. I mean, it can't be too safe. If he has some way to become something else, we might want to punch his lights out while we can. I don't think he's going to survive this. Alright, he's immune to bleeding. Granted, of course he's immune to bleeding. He's a skeleton. Let's go up. Right.
Where is she? You go with us. Who are you? Are you from the shelter? She says nothing of another. Fire, alas! She is so late!
The elf looks...
I fear this happens. How else does she take us without bribing every guard in this place? I save a reserve just in case. Here. Tell Magister Ratusa it's the last we have. Tell her we wait. She says there is a shelter in the market.
Right. Now, I'm sure there's nothing hostile down here. I'm sure these are very friendly. Yes, very friendly.
They're transforming.
Okay, very friendly might be an overstatement. Let's see. Oh, that hurt. That hurt a lot. Let's light things up. That's a nice explosion.
Swallowed too much seed, by the looks of him.
Let's pick you up as well. Oh, okay. Too heavy, too heavy, too heavy! Multiple chests are too much. I'm gonna have to get back here later. So... Just storage.
What's this? I found something.
At least I didn't have to carry it over to the chest storage area. The fact that I need a chest storage area is a bad sign. Actually, I'm gonna move them to a better location. Right. You pick that one up. You pick that one up. And let's go to the beach. You drop that and drop that. And move. Chest storage. Right. Back to gearing. And let's balance you out of it. Oh. Oh. Better. Good. Right. Oh, turtle claw. There we go. Right. Where do we go next? I must have missed that. Well. Let's get running. It's gonna take a while. I'm thinking we're going to clear this area out, and then I'm thinking we're going to wrap for the evening. That would mean we've done most of the things you can do outside the fort, and covered this area as well. Still got plenty in the fort to do, but that we continue next week. So I intend to do this weekly, although we won't. It will be alternating days. So this week it's on the Thursday. Next week it will be on the Wednesday, and alternating between those. This is because, as some know what the hell is this? This is new for me. So
Gonna eat 'em, were you? You damn savage.
They do not earn the honor.
A group of magisters circle an elf, weapons drawn. The hound barks to draw their attention.
Sir!
Ah, planning an ambush with this scion, were you? The witch don't fool me. She's wrecked this ship by herself.
I tell you, I am no witch. The spores do this. If I do not find the rest...
Store the elven hedge magic. Weren't much use when we flooded your forest with... Lucian said it was a necessary evil. Me? I was just sorry we didn't get the lot of you.
Let's not.
You. I try to give you a chance.
Oh, sir. Her armor.
The scion twitches in sudden rage, and her armor uncoils, as if made of...
No more chances.
Got a new stick for you to chew on.
Let's get some extra speed. This is gonna be... This is a fight I haven't done before. And crap!
I'm ready.
Let's see here now. Blind and tangled, you're not a threat. Fortify. Let's. It took one stream for bots. I mean, this is impressive if nothing else. Wow. Right. I'm going to have to open this up separately. Give me a second. I'm impressed. Right. This, wow. Well, that starts up. There we go. Right, I'm just gonna pop that out to have access to it in another window. Right, let's get back to actually doing what we're here to do. Right, well, get a fire incarnate. And a fire turret, so let's get this show on the road. Yes, back to the action. Right. That incarnate didn't last long. Let's see now. There we go. Ow. Right. Let's see now. You're going first, so can we take you out? Unlikely, but let's see. No. No. Actually a slightly tougher fight than I expected. I like it. Gentlemen, sit down.
I'm ready.
Shocking. I know. Right. You will like it. Anyway, so yeet. Right, let's see now. Well, I think this about wraps it up. Another fire totem, because there is no reason not to. And
the elf murmurs, stroking her armor as if soothing a wild beast. It is incomplete, and made, it seems, from the vines themselves.
I mean, this is said as if it's something special, but we've seen Sibyl's armor. It's a bunch of vines and leaves already. How is this different?
The spores grieve. They wish only to create, not kill. This is why they grow armor from the vines, do you see? To protect me.
Armor from the vines, not vines from the armor. Important note, important note.
It is the Magisters who destroy, who separate the spores, anger them. A sad thing even so. The spores are creation magic. So old even we scions forget. I find them. Hope they can restore the ancestor trees lost in the war. But the Magisters chain me and send my spores away. For study. And in wrong hands.
She gestures at the entangled corpses, vines still spattering gore onto the deck.
No. You speak like the armor is alive. And perhaps then it truly speaks as the ancestor trees do. I find it you help enough. My armor guides me now, and it is eager to be gone. I hope one day you visit my homeland.
A snarl of vines snakes upward from the corpse. After a moment, you realize the gruesome truth. They're not entangling the corpse, but bursting from it. The vines bear unmistakable signs of old elven magic, the likes of which scions once used to make entire forests spring to life.
I mean, that's interesting.
The vines have split the corpse's chest with incredible force.
So
thin roots wriggle from limbs and nail beds, anchoring it to the ground.
So we're talking plant version of Chestburster here. Not the best way to go out. I'm gonna be honest here.
The vines encircle a rough depression, as if something held there was violently torn free. Before you even registered the cool flesh, the vines lash around your wrist and drag you close. They pulse, tightening mercilessly, and release you, withdrawing sluggishly, as if...
Okay. Nothing suspicious at all about that.
Lucky find.
Ladies. Oh. Well, I think that about wraps it up, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, no! Have fun. Eat me. Oh wait. That's the last person I should send. Eat her. Why would they? Oh well. Back to the beach. everyone to the beach. Yes. I think that's it. So we're going to save here. And call it a night. So, as I said earlier, we'll continue this next Wednesday. Until then, I hope everybody has a pleasant week and weekend. Have a good time.